Greetings, Retrotopians, and welcome to the Good Morning edition of the introduction with Sam here, and we are talking Pokemon Gen 2 on Retrotopia this week. Yes, that's right, it's been a busy week, and so I am recording this bright and early in the morning before work. So let's see how this goes, because we have a lot of comments to get through. First of all, if you want to find us, go to linktree/Retrotopia, that's linktr.ee/Retrotopia, where you can find our social media links, Discord, join our Discord, please, Patreon, which you can join for free, starting for free. There's paid tiers, but you can get in there and comment and join our Discord. And the merch page, I will personally vouch for the merch. It is awesome. That's over at Dashery, so they do a nice job over there. Welcome to any new listeners. If you just want to listen to us talk about Pokemon Gen 2, I'm going to be honest, probably skip ahead quite a bit because we have a lot of comments this week. This is a big one for comments and questions, so buckle up because we're going to do the 9-bit banter box right now, and that's where you can write in and ask us questions and leave your general comments. First comes from Big Deal, who says, in theory, what would be the ideal topping or spread on a Storm Bagel? Now, I'm not sure if you meant, what you're gonna, if I'm a bagel and then you put stuff on me, but my actual bagel order is an everything bagel, plain cream cheese, and smoked salmon. That is chef's kiss. I wouldn't change that order for the world. All right, thank you. And then Blue Yoshi 94 says, hello, Sam. Hope you're having a good day. My question today is what 5 pre-16-bit games you would make into 16-bit. Most of my pre-16-bit experience is on the NES, so I picked 5 NES games. One's a computer game too. You'll see. So I said Metroid and Metroid 2. Now I know that they were remade, but hear me out. This is leaving them exactly the same, maybe adding a map, but don't add any other sections or any other story. Just up the fidelity and add a map. I think that would be amazing. Because really, the only thing preventing me from playing those games is probably just the lack of map. Plus maybe the difficulty. I don't know. Metroid is pretty hard, the original. Zelda, I would do in Link to the Past style, and that one could use a little bit of, add a little bit of stuff there, because that game is pretty bare bones. Maniac Mansion, this is the one where it was also a PC game, but Maniac Mansion for sure. That would be fun to just see it in just slightly better graphics. Now, that's not to say that any of these are, bad games, but, sometimes you get a fresh perspective when you see things in a little bit higher quality graphics. Metal Gear, we played that for the show. I think that would be, keep it top down, but just kind of sharpen things up a little bit. But generally, that game looked pretty good too. But that could be a fun one. And then NES Ninja Turtles. Let's go with the first one. I think that would look good in 16-bit. And then with the graphical improvement, maybe they can improve some of the weird glitchiness. Although some of that weird glitchiness works to your advantage. I don't know. It's a give and take, but I guess those would be my 5. All right. This comes from H, who says, hey Sam, what's one console you'd love to add to your collection? Could be retro, modern, or even a PC. Actually, a PC would be pretty useful, if I'm being honest. But I would say, as far as like a retro console, I would say an NES. But honestly, I think just due to the age of the NES and some of the mechanical issues that you can have with the way that you inserted the cartridge and push down on that spring-loaded, I don't know what you'd call that. You know how you shove it in there and you push it down. I think I would want an aftermarket console that plays the games, so I can just collect games. That is I think if you've ever watched the Angry Video Game Nerd, he's got an NES. I don't know what you would call it, just like an aftermarket console, I guess. And you just cram that NES game in there and you're off to the races. So that's what I would do. All right, next comes from Shane's World. Hey Sam, what's your favorite gaming generation? Mine definitely has to be the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox generation. I think I played more of the PS1 N64 era because that's when I was getting a little bit older and maybe spending a little bit of my own money on games too. But I think I have most affection and nostalgia for the Genesis NES era because that was really like those are some good childhood years, I guess, and some good Christmases, getting some memorable games, even if they weren't good. You know, when you had that, like I'm thinking Ren and Stimpy, Stimpy's Invention, which we've covered, Taz Escape from Mars, which we've covered. That's actually not a bad game, but you know what I mean. You get the good, you get the bad, and you just kind of dealt with it. I think I have the most affection for that time. Thanks for the questions. There's a couple more here. Blaine the Hoagie Man says, I just had some ice cream, so that leads me into my question. You're tasked with building your perfect sundae. Pick 5 flavors of ice cream from 3 different toppings. What is the concoction you've made? Man, that's a lot of 5 flavors of ice cream in one. That's nuts. Typically, I'm a pretty simple man. I prefer frozen custard to ice cream, first of all. And my favorite sundae is a turtle. So that's vanilla, hot fudge, hot caramel, pecans, and a maraschino cherry on top. I don't know if that's... I would imagine a turtle sundae is pretty universal, but you don't have frozen custard stands around here without offering the turtle sundae. That's been my favorite. But ice cream-wise, I'm a fan of Chunky Monkey. That's that Ben & Jerry's flavor. It's got all kinds of good stuff in it. So you'll go bananas for my fantasy sundae. You can tell I was proud of that one. I would take banana-flavored frozen custard, hot fudge, melted peanut butter, strawberry or raspberry, you know, like the topping. I don't know if it's syrup or whatever, but actually with the chunks of, so it's more like a preserve. And then pecans, crushed peanuts, and then like you chop up a frozen Hershey bar and you sprinkle it over the top. That would be good. That would be like 8 million calories, but it'd be super good. So yeah, the Chunky Monkey sundae. I should probably make that sometime. That sounds really good. A lot of food questions. Keep those food questions coming. Those are fun. Super Jess says, Yo Sam, so I'm wondering, who is Storm Beagle's arch nemesis? Mega Cat? What's your power? Do you dash past Mega Cat and pee on him really fast? I need answers here, man. No, it's not Mega Cat. Here's the honest answer. Storm Beagle's nemesis is the neighbors and the mailman. And then my power is running up and down the fence and howl barking like an asshole, because that's what they do. So I guess that would be my power. Big Brown Dog says, if Sam got a new mic, does that mean we now get to listen to the clickety clack of beagle claws and the jingle jangle of dog collars in full stereo? Short answer is yes. The feedback, well, no feedback because it's a good mic. But isn't it crazy when you think of a word that means 2 things and you can't think of another fucking... the feedback I've gotten on the microphone, we're just gonna stick with it, is that the sound is really crisp. So I'm very happy with it. Happy to have a higher quality mic. I don't have to put my face on top of it to record, so I can stay 6 inches away from it, and it's much more comfortable. But I am afraid that it's going to pick up a lot of extra sound. So hopefully you don't hear like too much background noise or my creaky chair or whatever. The chair is next on the list to replace here. Anyways, yeah, let's get to Huli the Hawaiian hot dog, who says, what's your biggest gaming-related pet peeve? Good Lord. I think most recently one that's come up is cutscenes that make you like really quick pick up your controller and play a section of it. That usually pisses me off because if there's an extended cutscene, that's my time to relax and put my controller down for a little bit. And I hate when it's like they'll throw a quick time event in the middle of it. I think, gosh, I can't remember if Jedi Fallen Order did that, but case in point, Metroid Other M, which we just played, there was a final cutscene that just all of a sudden cuts back into this like very convoluted playable scene where like there's all kinds of fucking space pirates running around and you're supposed to do something and it's not clear what you're supposed to do. So I died a few times in the middle of the final cutscene and I was really fucking pissed. So yeah, that sucks. If it's a cutscene, just let it be a cutscene. I don't want to jump back in and play during that section. All right, and our last question this week for the 9-Bit Banter Box comes from Sergeant Ombre, who says, "Hi Sam, what mic did you pick up and what did you have? What game is next for you to pick up?" All right, first question, I have a Shure 7 MV Plus podcast microphone. That's what I had to look up the specs on it. It was a bit pricey, but I figure, we're almost 100 episodes in on this show with no signs of stopping. And I've been doing plenty of, guest spots on other shows. I want to make sure that my voice is coming in loud and clear with high quality. So that's what I have. What I had was a cheap, like $50 one from Amazon. It was like a Pro Air or Pro R. That was like PROAR. It had a clip for the, it had like an arm that you could clip to the side of your desk and stuff like that. So I mean, it was nice, but it had its run. It was time to upgrade. And as far as games on my list, I actually redid my list because I was able to acquire a bunch of stuff from my previous list, and a lot of things were checked off. So some of the big ones that are on this list are Pokemon Conquest, which was a DS game that was like a Pokemon style tactical RPG. So that sounded really cool. I think it's kind of hard to find. It might be a bit pricey. And then there's 2 games on the Wii that I'm really looking for. There was a Fire Emblem and it's an Advance Wars series game, but it's called Battalion Wars. So those 2 games, I typically like to find those games, and that's the kind of the focus of my collection. A lot of times, if I'm being honest, is I'll look for strategy games or RPGs. Those are 2 that are pretty high on my list, because I'd be interested to see if they used any of the Wii mechanics, the motion controls or anything to play the game. It sounds like fun. And then the last one I'll shout out is Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. I know Sonic 2 is really easy to find, but Sonic 3 can be a little tougher to find. And I actually didn't have Sonic 3 as a kid, but I recently picked up that copy of Sonic and Knuckles, so I want something to jam in the top of it. Well, thanks. That's all the questions, all the general questions. Whew, that was a lot. Let's move into our next segment, which is a new segment. This is only the second time I've done this segment. This is where you pick a power and we choose how, and we tell you, I'm real good at this. We tell you how it'll backfire. It's called Choose One, Lose One.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on down and welcome to Choose One, Lose One, a Retrotopia game show. Try your hand and pick your power from the game of the week, but beware, because every rose has its thorn, every high has its low, and every power has its consequence. So come roll the dice if you dare. Aim for the stars and watch out for the sting in the tail.
And the first one comes from, and I will say, let me pause and say that these are related to the game of the week. So this is going to be fun with Pokemon Gen 2. Blue Yoshi 94 says they want the ability to find missing no and call it found yes. That's clever, but it also gets to rename you at your peril, and it's totally unhinged, so you never know what you're going to get there. Sharkbite says, I would like the power of Flash, please. Well, guess what? You used it in the park, and you got arrested. H says, I'll take the idea that rather than having to resort to personal physical violence and worry of being killed, you have a Pokemon battle instead. What's that? You're the largest crime organization and basically the mafia, and you could kill me without even thinking? But are you as good as Pokemon? No, then get the fuck out. Well, if you're in the real world, your Pokemon would die if you lost. So take with that what you will. Just think of like a mafioso, like just shooting your Pikachu in the head. All right, Super Jess says, I want to be able to catch animals, but enslave them and eat them like Palworld instead. Can you eat them in Palworld? Jesus. Anyways, the animals overthrow you and eat you instead. Hoolie's Hawaiian Hot Dog says, well, I choose to have a Pidgeot so I can fly anywhere instantly. Well, it picks you up in its claws and shits on you constantly, and it's not good luck when this bird shits on you. I don't know if you've ever heard that. Do you ever hear that? Like, if a bird shits on you, it's good luck? Well, I think that's just compensating for the fact that a fucking bird shit on you. That's not good luck. You've already had your I guess you've already had your bad luck. Whatever. All right, next one comes from Blaine the Hoagie Man, who says, I'll have a pet Umbreon, please. Well, guess what, Blaine? Oops, when you evolved your Eevee, the sun just peeks over the horizon and you got an Espeon instead. Super Dave says, if in the Pokemon universe, they have the technology to perfectly revive fossilized creatures, so let's bring that over and get all Jurassic Park up in this biatch. Oh, geez. Super Dave, you made that too easy. Come on. You already know what happens here. The dinosaurs breed and reclaim the earth. This last one. Oh, man, I didn't even finish my notes because I couldn't think of one. Sergeant Ombre says, you get the ability to catch animals in a ball and they become your friends. There's no backfight. You're not going to lose that. That's awesome. You go catch all the squirrels and chipmunks and shit. You have a good time. I'm not gonna take your power away. That's a good one. Always animals will just get me. Anyways, all right. Thanks everyone for your questions, and also the Choose One Lose One has been a lot of fun. So thank you all for your participation in that. That's been a blast. Right now we're about to turn it over to Alan for the Gentleman's Interlude.
Welcome, dear listener, to a most refined expedition into the pixelated jungles of Pokemon Generation 2. That splendid era when our pocket monsters donned a touch of sophistication and color, and our Game Boys evolved from manaural bricks into a technicolored marvel. Please take a seat in your favorite wingback chair, don your monocle if available, and prepare to be delightfully informed. Developed by the artisans at Game Freak and published under the stately banner of Nintendo, Pokemon Gold and Silver were released in Japan in November 1999. Pokemon Crystal, the elegantly enhanced edition, graced us in 2001. Set in the lush and verdant region of Johto, Generation 2 arrived with all the class of a well-aged wine and the gusto of a freshly uncorked champagne bottle. This was not merely a sequel, oh no, it was a veritable renaissance in monster collecting. The roster of creatures swelled to a decadent 251, introducing such dignified specimens as Espeon, a psychic feline who simply screams elegance, and Tyranitar, a Godzilla-adjacent brute who'd smash your fine china without a moment's remorse. Johto offered more than just new beasts. It brought us day and night cycles. For what gentleman's adventure is complete without pondering whether one's hoot-hoot appears at dusk or dawn? Breeding mechanics made their debut too, allowing trainers to play Cupid in a slightly unsettling way. All apologies to Ditto. Egg groups became a topic of polite dinner conversation. And let us not forget held items and the elusive shiny Pokemon, the latter of which offered the thrill of a rare find, akin to stumbling across a vintage Charizard card under one settee. Graphically, the games took a noticeable step up from their forebears. Color, glorious color, bathed the world in a palette more vibrant than a debutante's ball. The musical accompaniment, an 8-bit symphony worthy of any high society soiree. Perhaps most gallantly, after one bested Johto's 8 gym leaders and its Pokemon League, the game in a move worthy of a standing ovation unlocked the entirety of Kanto, the region from Generation 1. That's right, an entire second region. A 2-for-1, if you will. You've not truly lived until you've faced Red atop Mount Silver with trembling hands and a full team of level 100s. So there you have it, Generation 2, a most gentlemanly affair in the world of Pokemon. Now, if you'll excuse me, my Pidgeot is waiting by the conservatory. Cheerio.
All right, thanks, Alan, for that wonderful, wonderful interlude. And now, a few comments from you about the game this week, Pokemon Gen 2. We got a ton of comments, so I'm going to read through all of them to give you all your say on the game. So let's get started, because we're going to crush through these. First, Fallen Snow Kiku said, I loved Yellow as a little girl. It's almost single-handedly responsible for my love of gaming, almost 30 years later, but my track record with Pokemon afterwards is spotty. I never played this. I have it on my 3DS and have some of the newer Switch games, but that's it. I'd love to discover this someday. It's a good one, if you can find it. Or emulate it, honestly. Just, Pokemon Company, just give us the fucking games. All right. Big Deal says, confession time. I've never played a Pokemon game in my life, but I really enjoy the honest game trailers done by Smosh Games on YouTube. Specifically, they name every Pokemon, and it's some of the funniest shit I've heard in my life. I'm curious to know if anyone else has, seen these, and I'd suggest checking them out. No, I have not seen that. And do they name every Pokemon, or do they rename them? Because that could be kind of funny. Like, I've seen like an Instagram reel where the guy's like Onion Turtle for for Bulbasaur. Diglett is called Floor Shit. That's funny. I love that kind of stuff. I'll have to check that out. All right. Also, play a Pokemon game, for crying out loud. All right. Sharkbite says, Gen 2 is the best gen, and I really wish it had stopped there. It's often regarded as the best generation, and Crystal is the best of the 3 games. Totodile is the best starter. Fight me! No, I'm not going to fight you. Totodile is the best. And also, I don't know, there's some good stuff after Gen 2. I like Gen 3, actually, because that's where you get the Fire Red and Leaf Green remakes. So that kind of technically fits into Gen 3. I'd like to not lose those, please. H says, Silver is my GOAT. I had Blue and Yellow, but then going from them to Silver with the sprites day and night, added Pokemon, new Pokeballs, and they just added and tweaked so many little things, plus still keeping in that you go back to Kanto. I will say that I think Soul Silver, Heart Gold are the absolute best Pokemon games. Me and a friend played them so much, and not even as a younger kid, but like 19 years old. We would breed the Pokemon we wanted, trade them all to one game, start a new game, trade them over, and then trade them back. That is the sauce. That was the best part about playing Pokemon with your friends, was trading them back and forth and getting all of the best ones all the time. Yeah, for sure. I actually recently found a copy of was it Heart Gold or Soul Silver, one of the two, and I plan on firing it up. Although Joe and I talk about it a little bit, it is missing, I believe, the second half Kanto part. That would be a great Pokemon remake. Is Gen 2, but like fully flesh out Kanto, because you really get an abbreviated version in this game, because they were working with the Game Boy cartridge. You do not have that. I mean, there's probably ROM hacks. We might have talked about it. Whatever. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about it here. Listen to the show. Super Jess said, I stopped playing Pokemon at Gen 1. I've always been told to give Gen 2 a shot. Excited for this episode to once again be convinced to play Pokemon again. Absolutely. Do it. Gen 2 is a lot of fun. Gen 2 is probably the best gen. It had the memorable gym leaders, a day-night system, introduced fun new typings, and some of my favorite Pokemon. The remakes were great too. Well said. Hoolie's Hawaiian Hot Dog says, Ah, my first love. I'll never forget that Christmas Eve when I got my first Game Boy Color with a copy of Pokemon Gold. I was instantly hooked. By the end of Christmas break, I was at the Elite Four. Jesus Christ. That is an achievement. Blaine the Hoagie Man says, after enjoying Gen 1, getting Gen 2 is very exciting. Umbreon is the best boy, and I love a lot of the new additions they added to this game. Johto is basically my favorite region, and I'm so glad I have all 3 of these games on my 3DS to play whenever I want. Good point. I think, did Kiku mention this too? Playing it on the 3DS? Yeah. I really am disappointed that I missed out on the 3DS generation, and the Virtual Console on there sounded really fucking amazing, because there was a lot of stuff that you could buy on that eShop for Game Boy and stuff like that. So, man, what a cool... I wish they hadn't shut that down, because they're leaving money on the table, honestly, but I guess they got to move on. Otherwise, people like us would never buy new stuff. All right. Super Dave said, Pokemon Gen 2 is the game of my childhood. My grandparents bought a Game Boy Color for the kids to play, and Pokemon Silver was my first ever video game. I only got to play Pokemon once a month until I got good enough at convincing my folks to let me borrow the game until my next visit. Well played. Naturally, I have all the nostalgia for this game and Crystal, but sadly both were lost when my grands moved house over a decade ago. Damn. Because, honestly, if you have that much nostalgia for it, it's worth... They get a little pricey these days, but it's worth... I don't regret my purchases, reacquiring those for my collection. Sergeant Ombre says, I remember getting my GBA and then getting gold from my brother as a hand-me-down when he got Crystal. I was immediately hooked. It ignited my love for the series, and that I still have today. I replayed this recently after playing Blue, and the quality of life improvements were so good. This is still one of my favorite games of all time. I'm not even going to start on Whitney and that damn Miltank. Yeah, no kidding. Like, nowadays, when you're prepared for it, it's really not that bad. Having replayed it, I just kind of grinded until I was well enough leveled that I could just walk all over them. But yeah, that Miltank fucking sucked when you weren't prepared for it, and rollout is overpowered. But anyways, I've been going on for almost 25 minutes here in this intro. This was a long one. Thank you so much all for your comments. Keep them coming. So let's talk Pokemon Gold and Silver, released in the year, what was it, 2000 or 99? Oh, I don't know, but such good years, both of them. Developed by Nintendo and the Pokemon Company for the Game Boy Color. Let's start the show. All right, everyone. With me to talk about Pokemon Gen 2, so we're talking Gold and Silver, maybe a little Crystal, is Joe. Joe Fettuccini, wildcard from our Discord, a longtime friend of the show and collaborator, right? Because you created some of the initial artwork and stuff, so welcome.
Yes, I did, and thank you for having me again. It has been a minute. I've been frothing at the mouth to get back behind a microphone, and...
Oh...
All right, look out, Sam's horny. We made it a whole 5 seconds into the main episode.
Oh, frothing, you say, but also don't get that on your microphone.
It has a filter. We're good.
All right, cool.
It's been washed.
It's not the pop filter. It's a froth filter.
It's an all-purpose stain filter, sir. This thing's been washed a couple of times.
Ugh.
All right. So yeah,
what a start.
Yeah, Pokemon anyways, because that doesn't have its own subgenre community that's similar to this. Oh God, I can't stop.
Oh God.
Yep. Talk about something else.
Yeah. Well, Gen 2, as I probably may have mentioned, released in October of 2000. Did you play this right when it came out, or were you a bit young for this?
So I'm
I don't-
right in the sweet spot for this. So yeah, because I'm the baby around here, a whopping 32. So when Gen 2 came out, let's see, 2000, I was second or third grade, which I think.
Oh yeah.
I think, yeah. Oh yeah, that sounds right. So I'm like prime 6, 7 years old, somewhere in there, and this was actually my first Pokemon game that I owned, actually, because I borrowed Gen 1 from my friends and played that a bit, but I never owned it. I would just borrow it here and there. So this is like, I got a Game Boy Advance, I got a copy of Pokemon Gold, and I'm like, all right, time to figure out what this Pokemon thing's all about, because I liked Gen 1 a bit, didn't spend a lot of time with it, so I spent a ton of time with this, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's just, it was definitely a staple of, like, summers as a kid.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have a similar story, but I was maybe a bit older because
Yeah.
in 2000, in 2000 when this came out, I was in 7th grade. And I definitely got silver version and the Prima strategy guide for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah, and I had a Game Boy Color by then because this was a Game Boy Color game.
Oh yeah, did I
yeah,
play this
and I
originally
was
on my
like-
color? Yeah, now I think I'm screwing it up.
Yeah.
I think I'm thinking of Gen 3. All right, anyways, yes.
Yeah, Gen 3 was a fun time too,
It
but like
was.
yeah, Gen 2 year 2000 Christmas time, and then like that Christmas is like burned into my memory cuz that's all I did for the next like all of Christmas break was just like I played Pokemon Gold and Silver. I think my buddy got gold, and so we had a lot of sleepovers where we were
Trading.
going through trading and just like getting to know the game. I was at that point a full-on Pokemon freak. Like I think I might have still been into the card game.
Oh, wow.
That didn't last long because I switched over completely to Magic and traded off all my Pokemon cards, which was dumb.
Ooh, yep, we've all been there though.
Yeah. But yeah, what else? Yeah, I had played extensively like blue, red, yellow.
Yeah, this is where I jumped in, and then yeah, from here into 3, 4, I pre-played all the gens except whatever Black and White was. That is the only Pokemon game I've like started and then like, I'm good. I did not like that for whatever reason. It did not stick.
And you know what the weird thing is by the time Gen 3 hit, I was in high school, and I definitely had I had Sapphire, I want to say, and I had Leaf
Nice.
Green, and Leaf Green I played the absolute shit out of. I don't know if I ever fully finished Sapphire. I may have at some point, but like Leaf Green was like, oh, this is like familiar territory and back to basics.
It's
but
the best way to play Gen 1 now.
It is my favorite game.
Yeah.
But yeah, but going back to Gen 2,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
just took Pokemon, and I think Gen 2 really is the game that they probably wanted to make all along,
hands
which
down.
is why it kind of feels like it's so tied in with Gen 1.
Well,
Like
yeah,
pretty much all of the original 150 are in there, plus the additional 100, plus you get the extras
and you can go back
and
to
character crossover.
Kanto and play through all of Gen 1 again in the same game, which was
which blows my mind.
it's amazing, but you can tell. I mean, yeah, we can dig into this a bit. Like the fact that
get into it.
both regions were in one Game Boy Color cartridge is amazing, but I feel like you can tell that was their main priority, but a lot of the game I honestly feel like suffers a little bit for it because Gen 2 is real compact. Like your dungeons,
Oh,
your
yeah.
caves, any like water traversal is short. It's tiny. So it's just like I feel like the dungeons and everything kind of suffered a little bit for it. Like the game doesn't have a lot of meat at the end of the day, It has a lot of stuff,
Right.
but nothing of substance. And then you go over to Kanto, and like the Viridian Forest is just missing. And what's the other big thing that's gone? The Safari Zone. There is no Safari Zone in this game.
That's weird too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this is my status as of this point. I've sunk probably like 55, 60 hours over the course of a couple months just plugging away at this. And because I was taking my time with it and training several Pokemon up and grinding and stuff, like I'd flip the TV on at night and grind Pokemon and stuff as I love to do.
As you do.
But
oh yeah, grind that Jinx.
as one does, yeah. But I didn't beat the Elite Four yet, so I'm like right up to that point and about to. And the cool thing is the Elite Four and the Indigo Plateau is like the kind of like the geographical link point between
both
Kanto
regions
and Johto.
share it. It's
Yeah.
cool.
But you're right. As I was going through the game and going through, like the different routes and the Seafoam. Is it not the Seafoam Islands? It's a different.
The Whirl Islands, I think, in this one.
Yeah, the Whirl Islands and some of the towns and stuff. Some of the caves. Like there's no Rock Tunnel. Like Rock Tunnel was you get lost in Rock Tunnel in Gen 1. Like this one, like there's like maybe 2 floors of a cave and you're out.
Well,
and
even
it's like, okay.
Rock Tunnel in this one, because you go back to Gen 1, is like cut up into pieces. It's weird. But you can tell it was like they're trying to save space. Okay.
They really had to stretch it out.
Yeah.
You know what would be awesome?
What?
Is if they remade this into, like, could you imagine? I'm going to throw this at you, and you're going to faint.
Probably.
Gen 2, like 2D HD remaster, and they can like include full everything, because now like the sky's the limit on data storage. Like you don't have to worry about this Game Boy cartridge that can only hold so much. Like you could really build out this game and have like a Gen 1, Gen 2 combined like 2D HD pixel remaster looking massive game.
So let me blow your mind.
I want it
a little bit. It's close to existing in 2 ways. So the Heart Gold Soul Silver remakes they did for DS, right?
Yeah, they're on my wish list. Number 1.
So those are obviously modern, updated Gen 2, but I don't know this for sure. I think they actually don't include the Gen 1 game, but they beefed up all of Gen 2. But what I found while I was playing through this, because I played this on like a little emulator Game Boy I have, so I'm using ROMs. So I dug into a ROM hack a little bit of this called Crystal Ultimate.
Oh boy.
It is the best way to play Pokemon Gen 2, period, now. Like, it is...
Interesting. So
it is exactly Gen 2, graphically, everything. They just include a run button. They clean up item storage. You can get every Pokemon in the game in one version. Encounter rates are better. They might have expanded Gen 1 a bit more fully in that. I didn't get that far in it, though. But I mean, hands down, it is the best way to play this now.
That sounds awesome. And I don't know much about like the ROM hack community or what all goes into that, but like you almost think that you could probably like copy and paste a lot of the Gen 1, at least like the environments in. Mm-hmm. If story or if the size of the game is no object, you could definitely like at least build out the Gen 1 side and make it that environment, but with whatever you want to put in there.
Yeah, these ROM hacks, you're totally able to do that because it's just you're not restricted to a cartridge size. It's whatever you're willing to download, honestly.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, okay, we've been going for a bit and we haven't even talked about like who is your starter for Gen 2? Who's your guy? Well, I think I know what the answer is.
I was going to say, we've discussed a little behind the scenes, but it's a clear winner in this gen. it's Totodile for alligator, hands down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that thing is a beast. It's
Yeah.
so busted.
I'm a Charmander guy.
Yeah.
And I think when I first played the game, I think I picked Cyndaquil.
I did too.
And I think my buddy picked Chikorita. I remember my buddy picking Chikorita.
Oh, that poor bastard.
So it was like Chikorita, Cyndaquil. The thing that what I will say about Chikorita is that
What redeeming thing do you have? Because it has nothing.
well, Bulbasaur in Gen 1 was a grass poison.
Yeah, it was
Most
the
of
only dual type starter. That was actually a huge advantage.
Yeah, it was. But when it came to, I would always wonder, like, because most of the Pokemon, I think except for Tangela in Gen 1 were grass poison.
Tangela?
And a lot of the bugs were bug poison.
Tangela?
Tangela?
Wait,
Yeah.
it is a Pokemon of vines that is all tangled up in... What?
No, I know, but it's not a dual type. It's just grass.
No,
so I was
oh,
like,
no,
what
no,
I'm
no.
saying is I was looking for a grass only.
Yeah, I'm more fixed on the fact that you're calling it Tangela than Tangela. That just
I don't know.
it broke me. Sorry, that completely derailed me. It shook me to my core. I wasn't ready for that.
It's like a name, like Tangela. It's like Angela, but Tangela.
I feel like that's just a type of
Tangela.
orange.
It's just Tangeline. There it is.
All right, yeah. Now that you've lost your point entirely, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No. I remember my point.
Good.
My point is that Chikorita was just a straight grass type,
Yeah.
and I liked that because.
Oh, really?
Because then if you went up against anything with a psychic move, you were good.
That's true.
That was kind of a disadvantage of the dual type, especially like pairing everything with poison. Is that like I have these like shell shocked, like memories of like psychic being so fucking broken in Gen 1
it
that like
still
you just
is.
never wanted to use. Yeah, I know, but like you just never wanted to use poison.
No, you really didn't. The game definitely punishes you for having a poison type in your party.
Right. So that's why like. Oh,
Yeah,
but anyways, yeah, Totodile.
Chikorita, whatever, Magnium. I don't even remember its final evolution because I hate that thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it learned
Magnium.
It learns nothing. It's a support Pokemon. It knows like status ailments. It has some decent
Yeah.
defense. So if like you're playing like competitively, it's probably good because you probably like switch it out, do status effects, switch it back out, do whatever. I think that's its purpose, but for a casual playthrough, it's
Well, wait, does it learn Leaf Blade? Leaf Blade is a pretty goddamn good move.
not even that's not in Gen
No,
2.
it doesn't.
I think that's Gen.
Oh,
it starts in
shit.
Gen 3. So
Well, sorry, Chikorita, I tried.
So Sam, you got to the Elite Four.
Yes.
I went a little harder, and so I intentionally didn't tell you this until now. I played
okay.
through this game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm currently on my 7th playthrough at the 8th gym. Or no, I just beat the 8th gym, and then I also started Pokemon Heart Gold, but abandoned it, and I obviously got into Pokemon Crystal 2. And I didn't just play Gold.
Damn.
I played through Pokemon Gold. I played through Pokemon Silver. I played through Pokemon Crystal twice. I played through Silver twice.
So what you're saying is,
Yep.
while you were waiting for me to chip
Yep.
away at not even finishing this game, you played through it several times, several different versions.
I have been literally just sitting here like I would beat it and then just restart and go again. Now, I will admit, I'm on an emulator, so that means I have the beauty of a fast forward button that you don't.
That's true.
Which
Okay, I've been playing it
helps
on my GBA.
A lot, and it's actually the reason I
Yeah.
abandoned that Heart Gold playthrough. I don't think I can play this game slow anymore. It's ruined me a little bit. And I think this is when we get to the final review. I think I ruined Gen 2 for me a bit by doing this like an idiot.
Oh no. No.
I marathoned it like 8 times in a row, and I'm
You're
like,
so sick of it
I'm
by now.
so
We're like
damn sick of Gen 2.
this glowing review, but it's like I'd never want to play it again.
Oh yeah, I'll hit the highs, but man, do I have some low lows.
So let's talk.
Go.
We got to talk. We did talk about the starters. So we ragged on Chikorita a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
We got
and Cyndaquil's fine, but
Cyndaquil's fine.
But
I do like
Totodile is-
Typhlosion. I think
yeah, Totodile's just far superior is the problem.
Totodile's my toothy boy. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I think what are some of the others? So Gen 2, I always kind of looked at Gen 2 as more of a kind of an expansion.
Yeah, me
because it did kind of incorporate both games, and they really, I mean, I say like they only added 100, but they added 100, and that's quite a few new Pokemon.
Well,
what are some of your favorites from the new 100?
The new 100? Well, let's see. I got a list of my teams here.
I say the new 100, the new 100 that's now fucking 25 years old.
See, that's the thing too, is adding 100. You say that now, it doesn't sound like a lot because Pokemon just adds. There's thousands now, and it's like, oh, cool, 100,
Right.
whatever. Back then, that was a big deal. It was like, holy crap, there's new Pokemon. Period. Like we would have been happy with 20,
Right.
probably, honestly.
And I think at the time, because I was kind of like the internet existed and gaming magazines and such. Like I had my finger on the pulse at that time of like rumors of different Pokemon, that were coming over. Because this was released in Japan,
Oh yeah.
almost a full year before we got it. So like we were seeing rumors and screenshots of like what the new Pokemon were for like a year before we actually got it.
Yeah.
Which was nuts.
All right, so let's see. Ampharos, the thunder, whatever, the best
That
thunder
sheep.
Yeah, the sheep that turns into what, like a buff thunder lizard thing.
Yeah.
That thing is a beast. I've always liked a lantern, the deep sea angler fish, the water electric type, mainly just because I love.
That is Gen 2.
It is. Mainly just because I liked having a water electric type, and I feel like it's a very broken combination.
It's a weird combo for sure.
It is, and it just works. Crobat, that was awesome. I hate that you have to get it via friendship level or happiness level.
I actually didn't have too much problem with that. I kept it in my party, and the thing is like something that influences that is whether or not it's fainted.
Yeah.
So like. You start with a Zubat, and like that's gonna faint all the time.
Yeah, it's made of tissue
which
paper.
sucks.
Yeah.
Right.
What else? I mean, it's not particularly good, but I did like Noctowl, just having a new bird essentially, besides Sparrow and Pharaoh and Pidgeys.
Yeah, Noctowl ended up being kind of my my HM Hoss, because I would like give it Flash and Fly, and that way like both of those were on one Pokemon.
That's a thing. I did this one of these playthroughs. I was like, I need to not dedicate like just an HM mule. Like I spread my HMs throughout my party, and yeah, Flash, it's okay, it has its uses. Whirlpool's hot garbage, but that's the only one I reluctantly had to put on somebody. But the rest are actually half decent moves in this game, at least.
Yeah, I always put Whirlpool because you don't need it all the time.
Yeah.
I put Whirlpool on like a level 20 Staryu and just like had it in my party, and then I just ditched it back in the computer when I was done.
I did that like on my last I think my second to last playthrough. I did that. I was like, here's a Goldeen, whatever. Like just use Whirlpool for this one moment, and I'm not exploring the Whirl Islands this time, so F it. It can go live in a box. So
you know what? I think this playthrough of mine, I really like. I'm looking at the list of what they added, and there are some banger Pokemon in this gen that have lasted stood the test of time.
There's a lot that I didn't realize were in here until I dug into it this time around.
Me too, because I think maybe it was a criticism, but maybe not really. Like I played it with a guide. I had the Prima Strategy guide when I was a kid, so I knew where to find this stuff. If you're just playing it through without, and I didn't play with a guide, I just was like, I know where to go. I'm just gonna kind of fuck around.
Yeah.
You don't find a lot of this stuff.
No, you have to
unless
look.
you kind of dig.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put them around corners. I'm looking at this list. Snubble starts in this generation.
Yeah.
Houndoom.
Oh yeah,
is
that was a
fucking
good one.
Beast.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Ursa Ring. So like Teddy Ursa Ring.
Yeah.
Is in it. Whooper Quagsire. Like Quagsire.
Oh, yeah.
Like don't go up against a leaf type or a grass type, but like Quagsire is a beast too.
Yeah, yeah. Water ground is a disgusting typing, but it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they took that in Gen 3 and like let's make Swampert.
Yeah.
And like Swampert is like such a
Oh, yeah.
tank.
So, what was your final team? I'm curious.
My final team, it's funny because my final team is like, and I do this currently too, and I should not. I really don't step out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
If I find a good original 150 that I know is a solid team member, I just grab it and I
Yeah.
just stick with it. So my group has like that red Gyarados that you find
Yeah.
in Lake of Rage.
You have to.
It has a Graveler. It has a Haunter. I have Noctowl. I did catch. Well, part of the thing is like it's a very flat level range throughout most of the map. So
What do you mean?
by the time you're getting to the end game, a lot of the wild Pokemon you're catching for like most of the map are like level 20
Yeah,
throughout the whole map.
yeah, yeah. You gotta go to specific spots to like. No, actually, let's see. I have my Game Boy up right now. I think like just outside
It'll-
the 8th gym. Yeah, these are all level 20s, aren't they? Yeah, we're going this
Yeah,
fast. Yeah,
for
level
the
20.
most part. So I caught what is it? The little swine, the little Piloswine.
Yeah. Swinub.
Swinub.
Yeah,
Yeah, the little mound of
yeah.
poop.
The good
Like, he
ice
just
type
looks like
in
a
the
little
game.
turd. He is it's an ice ground.
Yeah.
So that's a good combination too. But it's like it's so weak to start with that I stuck it in the
Daycare.
daycare center. I'm
Yeah.
just kind of letting it cook while I do other stuff.
Yeah, but you get it so
I found
late is the problem.
I know that is a problem. And that is kind of a problem with this game is like some of the new and great Pokemon that you find are like late
Yeah.
in the game. And then they're
Tyranitar
weak.
at friggin'
Yeah,
Mount
you can't-
Silver. Literally, you're going up to fight. Yeah, you fight Red in this game, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
And it's literally, this is the final thing you do in the game. And it's like, oh, by the way, here's this insane dragon Pokemon that you could have used throughout this whole game, but decided, nah, we'll keep it for the end. And it's only level 10.
Yeah.
So grind the living hell out of it if you want it to be good.
Yeah, so there's that, and that's not even some of the time. Like they have these Pokemon that are kind of weak to start with, and they need a ton of experience. Like Dratini,
Yeah. Yeah, that's another
that's
one.
another one where it's like it knows like Wrap and Thunder Wave, and it's level 10, and it's gonna take you forever to grind. And
Before
know.
the days of XP share, too, so it's brutal.
oh, I know, like yeah, this was before the days of XP share, but I do want to say I did appreciate the from Gen 2 onward, they had that little meter underneath.
Yeah, having an
Your
XP
HP
bar.
that shows your experience. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I've been working this list for a while, and I've been waiting to tell you about. I made sure I wrote down all my teams throughout my subsequent playthroughs.
Oh yeah. Run through them.
Yeah, I'll run through them
let
quick.
Me hear it.
All right. So my first playthrough, I ended with a Snorlax, the only one in the game, which is insane. There's one Snorlax
Yeah.
in the game. Pidgeot, Typhlosion, Suicune. I got a legendary dog.
Damn.
Ampharos and that red Gyarados. So
That's a nice party.
it is. And see how you said earlier how you get stuck with like you go with what's comfortable. That was the one good thing about this little experiment I did. I forced myself like, okay, I'm not repeating. Like I'm getting new Pokemon every single time I play this. So then when I went, go ahead.
No, that's a good idea. And I was thinking about I was really thinking while I was playing, like next time I play a Pokemon game, I should do like a Gen 1 run where I use only ones that I have never used before.
Yeah, and it's fun, but it definitely makes the game more difficult because you're so used to like, oh, I have this water type at this point intentionally, and you just don't always have that now. So let's see. Silver, I did a Crobat, a Magmar, Chikorita's final form, Pillow-Swine, Lugia, and a Lantern.
Damn.
In Crystal, I got Ryoku, Umbreon, Suicune, Feraligatr, Noctowl, Arcanine. Let's see. Heart Gold, I didn't write down because I didn't even get anywhere in it. My second playthrough of Crystal, I dedicated to I'm going through all the meat of this game in depth. So I literally got Entei, Ryoku, Suicune, a Dragonite, Ho-Oh, and Lugia were my final teams in Crystal. I just I worked all the legendaries and threw a Dragonite in there. So that was
that's crazy. That's unstoppable.
Oh yeah, it was a god tier team. Crystal Ultimate, that ROM hack was a Suicune, a Pharaoh, a Venomoth, Feraligatr, Entei, and a Raichu. Second silver was Hypno, Feraligatr, Magmar, Noctowl, Graveler, and Weeping Bell. And this last one, I got a Jinx, a Ferret, whatever. I found a effing Dunsparce, which is useless, but I'm riding it to the end because I don't care.
Those are terrible.
They're so rare, I realized.
Are they really?
Out of all these playthroughs, it was the only one I ever encountered.
Weird. There's I thought there was a cave where there's Dunsparce, or is that in Gen 3?
No, there is a cave, but it's a tiny cave, and I may not have to spend enough time in it, was the issue. But I got the Dunsparce, another Ampharos, a Quagsire, and a Ho-Oh. I decided to ditch my starter for that last one.
Dunsparce grosses me out.
It's weird. Yeah, it's creepy, weird. Yeah. I don't know what its purpose is, but also it became like a cornerstone of my party. It literally is just a normal type slug, but I don't know why. I keep using Rage with it, and it just melts everything, and I don't know why, but I'm happy.
It must have high defense or something.
It has to. I never dug into the stats on it, but I think it's. Yeah. I think I got like a perfect like min-max Dunsparce or something, and I'm like, sweet.
Well, the funny thing is, there's a couple like absolutely useless Pokemon in this game that apparently if you use them right, they're really fucking good. Like Shuckle is in this, isn't it? Yeah. Like I remember you get it from someone. That's the only one there is in the game, and he actually gets pissed off if you don't give it back.
I didn't grab it any of these times. I forgot about that though.
Yeah, I mean you can choose to keep it and use it in your party, but it's like it's such an extreme. Like the stats are so extreme. Like the attack is almost 0 and the defense is like 1,000.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
just
the
like
thing. It's
you throw it out there. Yeah,
it's just a tank.
It's something for you to throw out there if you want to battle a wild Pokemon for an hour.
Yeah, it's just literally sit there. And yeah, it's a staring contest with a Shuckle essentially because it's like I'm not going anywhere. You can't move me. But it's does
such a stupid Pokemon.
It's dumb.
Yes.
Well, I remember so many memes like for a while too. It's like don't fuckle with a Shuckle and everything too.
Yeah. Oh man, Heracross is in this game. Like that Heracross is awesome.
It is.
That's like is it fighting bug?
Is it in this
or
gen?
it just has fighting moves? Yes, it's bug fighting. Yeah.
I know it is in later
Heracross
gens.
is awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it had the fighting type in this game, which
I remember going out of my way to make sure I got a Heracross in my playthroughs as a kid.
I should have because my team has needed a fighting type. Dear Lord. Because that's the other thing. This game, while great, I feel like it's lacking diversity in its types. Like, there's like 3 half-decent fire types or like 2 electric types. So, yeah, like when I was rattling off my list there, I started repeating stuff because it was just like, I can't just like... I ran out of electric types like by my 3rd playthrough. I'm like, I don't know what else I can do. There aren't any more.
Yeah, there's still like I never really found a fire type for my party.
Yeah.
And I had at one point caught a Vulpix, and it's like,
Good luck, because guess what? This
I
game
don't-
doesn't have fucking stones in it. They're tied to the poke.
yeah.
Sam, I'm
Wait.
gonna get mad.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Because I was like, I have I have a Weepin' Bell.
Yep.
But I probably like you can't go to the Goldenrod store and
Nope.
buy them.
Oh, nope. And you can't go to the big store in Celadon in Gen 1 and buy them either. The stones are fucking tied to the random phone numbers you get from trainers in your Pokenav. And one of the chance times they call you, they'll be like, hey, I found this weird stone. You want it? Come find me wherever I was. I had to
Oh,
look
shit.
that shit up to get my Arcanine in one of my playthroughs because I'm like, why are there no stones in this game? It's fucking
Oh, that's-
bullshit. I hate the
that sucks.
Pokenav. I hate the phone system. I took no phone numbers in these playthroughs, except I looked up whose phone number I needed to get a Firestone. And he was the only guy.
That sucks.
And he called me 20 times saying, hey, my Rattata is the top tier of Rattatas. Isn't that cool? Bye. I'm like, give me a stone.
yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. No, yeah, that is a valid criticism. The Pokenav, like, while it's okay, so this is the first time that we had a Pokenav in
Yeah.
one of these games, and now it's kind of like your Pokegear or your Pokenav
It's
or whatever
useful
they
now.
call it.
But
Yeah,
God.
but this was the first iteration, and this is the first time you had phone numbers and stuff like that. So, Gen 3, specifically Gen 3 Fire Red Leaf Green nailed it because they introduced the Battle Finder.
Yes.
And you could re-battle trainers if they were
Well, you could in this,
if they
too.
accepted.
Actually.
Yeah, but they had to call you and do it.
Yeah,
so it's
and
like
they're
you don't
calling you
really
a
have
ton.
control over it.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the bad part.
and they're calling you a ton, and half the time, like you said, it's like, oh, I almost caught Rattata. It was so close. Bye. And it's just like, why did you even call me?
Bro,
and it
you
would
have
always,
3 Rattatas. Why are you trying to catch another?
You're a youngster. You're made out of Rattatas.
You're Rattatas in a trench coat.
Yeah. But like, yeah, this phone system sucked, and it was
It's
always like
awful.
interrupting you when you didn't want, like, you'd walk out and be like, phone's ringing, and
Did
it's
you
like,
end up
oh, what
taking
is
a
it gonna
bunch
be
of
now?
phone numbers, or did you do what I did
I
and just
took a-
bypassed it?
I took a couple because I forgot about it, and then I was like, oh, this fucking rock climber is calling me all the goddamn time.
You do know you can delete phone numbers, right?
You can? Oh, that's
Oh,
pretty cool.
I'm
I
so
didn't,
sorry.
but
Yeah, exactly.
that's fine.
yeah. It was. I immediately
and then
dug
there was-
into it when I forgot how often they called you. I'm like, okay, this is
Yeah.
the 4th time. How the you lose my number?
Another thing about the Pokegear that sucked is
Yeah.
that for the longest time I didn't have the map, and I had to look up how you get it.
Yeah, it's totally
Because it doesn't
missable.
come standard.
Yeah.
It should come standard.
It should.
But no, you have to go to the second town, and this guy gives you a tour of this town that has like 2 buildings in it. And when he talked to me, he's like, do you want me to show you around? And I was like, no, dude, I'm good.
Yeah,
So I didn't get the map for like most of the game.
I could walk 3 steps and figure out where to go, but no, I'm good, man.
No, I'm pretty sure I can figure out what's in this town. Everything is like right over there.
I know. I'm thankful I talked to him like the first time I played through this again, because there's no way I would have remembered. I was like, oh shit, he gave me the. Oh my god, I didn't have a map.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, before we get any further, one
Yeah.
thing we forgot about.
What's
I
up?
know this is all over the place, but
It's
just
gonna
bear
be.
with us.
Yeah.
So we talked about a lot of the new Pokemon, but some of the, one thing that they did was they made new evolutions for old Pokemon.
Yeah.
And they introduced babies. So
Yeah.
breeding and babies
Cool.
made its debut here. Yeah, cool babies. Like, I don't care for the babies.
I
It's
don't
just-
either.
They're there to fill the Pokedex. It's
Yeah.
fine, and they're cute, whatever.
Yeah.
But some of these alternate or new
Skizor.
evolutions, like Skizzer,
Yeah.
yeah, holy shit.
That's probably my favorite.
Steelix.
Never mind.
Skizzer is the best one. By
I don't
far.
know. Steelix is pretty heavy metal Onyx. It is pretty dope.
Steelix is awesome. Politoed is pretty good.
I forgot Politoed was in this. That's right.
Yeah, there's Politoed. There's Porygon 2.
Yeah.
And basically how you got a lot of these was you found a special item.
Yeah.
And Pokemon can hold items starting in Gen 2. So that was another
a game
improvement that they
changer.
made.
Yeah, I love the hold item mechanic, and I was so happy when it came into
Yeah.
Gen 2.
But part of the thing that I didn't like about it, and I remember being pissed about this when I was a kid, is so you get the metal coat, right?
Yep.
And you give it to your Onix and you trade it.
Yep.
And then it goes away and then it evolves.
Yep.
What sucks is the metal coat is also the item, the held item that powers up steel type moves. So you're burning a basically a rare item to evolve your Pokemon, and then you don't get to use the thing
Yep.
for them to hold that powers up their moves. It's like, fuck.
Well, also, it's the trade item for Skizzer, too. So if you want both, you're fucked.
Yeah. Right.
You
have
only
to,
get one in the whole game. That's it.
Well, right. You have to play with a friend, and then you only get one for the whole game, and it's like, come on. It would be nice if they evolved, but then they were still holding on to it, so you could use it again.
Like, I appreciate...
Or just keep it.
I appreciate that, like, trade evolutions were in mind for, like, yeah, kids can trade together to get exclusive stuff. Dude, kids are assholes. I think everyone had that friend of, like, hey, I'm going to trade you my Haunter so I can get a Gengar and trade it back to me. You trade it to them, and then they just freaking run off. It's like, bro! Like,
Oh, I think you need some new friends. My friends always traded my stuff back.
I was bullied a lot as a kid.
So we're talking about all your trauma now.
Look, I associate with Brian. I'm used to friends that are assholes to me.
Yeah, you seek out those like abusive friendships.
Yeah, exactly. Just neg me, man.
Man. Oh, dude, we forgot about a couple more.
I was saying I got a
you had
list, so don't worry. Yeah.
You had the King's Rocks. You had Slow King and Kingdra.
Yeah, that's true.
Espeon and Umbreon were two new Eevees.
Yeah.
There was Blissey.
Was Blissey new to this? I thought
Yeah.
Blissey was in Gen 1. Dang. Okay.
No. Yeah. Gosh. What a list. And then there was Blossom, so that's like
That
an
was a
alternate.
pretty good one.
So a couple of them are alternate, you do something different. So
Yeah.
you have a Gloom and you give it a Leaf Stone and that turns into Vileplume, or you give it a Sunstone and it turns into Blossom.
Yeah, that was nice change of pace too. Just something different from these classics that you grew up with too. And that, I appreciate that continues as like time goes on too.
Yeah, different, either alternates or like now some of the Pokemon that were even introduced in this gen and later gens have evolutions.
Yeah,
So you have like
it's Snowball.
Murkrow has evolution, and Sneasel has an evolution and stuff like that. Like,
Which man
it just-
did these need in this gen? Because like I could have farmed for a Sneasel, but I'm like it doesn't evolve. It's not gonna get good.
Yeah, there's a lot of one-off,
Yeah.
just stage ones out there that are like, yeah, these could be really cool if
It's
they did
really
something
prominent
else. So
in this game for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it is.
Yeah. So like I never went out of my way for like a Murkrow or a Sneasel or Stantler.
Yeah.
The one that I liked was Skarmory.
Yeah, it's
like
okay.
Skarmory.
I did try running one for
Yeah.
a while, but I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think it had enough attack for me to do anything. Well, that's the other thing with
there comes a point where like it's just like as you get up in level, it's like it's fine, but
Yeah.
it's not great.
Well, what Gen 2 needed, which they didn't do until Gen 4, which is insane, is, are you familiar with the physical and special split that happened with Gen 4?
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it's just like all your water moves right now in Gen 2 are all special moves. So it's like these Pokemon that have like high physical attack stats, but they will never learn a physical attack. They'll only learn special attacks. And it's like, you're useless. Now, this sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't they? I mean, they actually officially split it out in Gen 4, but it
Yeah.
always kind of existed. It was just tied to the special stat, right?
It was tied to type and special stats. So like
So,
all
yeah,
fire
type,
types
so-
are special. All fighting types are physical. And
Right.
that was the one thing.
Yeah, that's
bugged
like
me.
a little behind the scenes, so like you're struggling with something and you're wondering why it sucks, and it's like, oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Like
Well, there's a plenty they also expanded on Gen 1, just to go back to that too. Like the fact that your bag's organized is the best thing
Yeah.
to me. I hated
The
Gen
pockets.
1. Well, I hated Gen 1's bag system of just dump everything in one location. It's all jumbled and it holds nothing. I think they
Oh, it's terrible.
they doubled the
And there's-
bag limit, I think, at least in this thing.
Right. By just adding pockets, they doubled the bag limit and made it so much easier to organize. Plus with Gen 1, last time I played Gen 1, I ran out of room in my bag, and then I also
Immediately.
ran out of room in the PC. I ran out of room
Oh
too.
my god.
Yeah, like that happens pretty quick. Like I
Yeah.
never remembered that being a problem, but it's like, yeah, you run out of room. Like you can't physically hold everything possible in Gen 1. Like if you have TMs and stuff like that, like you got to use that shit.
Yeah, you gotta
because
use them or
it's
sell
gonna-
them because you'll run out of
Yeah,
room.
it's gonna bog down. It's gonna bog down your. And the other thing it did in the inventory system is when you had your cursor over an item, it told you what it did.
Yeah, right.
So a lot of Gen 1, if you didn't have a guide, which I had the
Yeah.
Nintendo Power Guide for Gen 1, I wish I still had that.
Yeah.
But I mean, half of it, if you weren't using a guide or weren't looking at the instruction manual, was just like, I don't know, let's use this Carbo and see what it does.
Yeah, right. Well, I have the same problem with moves in this one too, where I'm just like, fuck, is powdered snow stronger than icy wind? I was like, shit, which one of these is the stronger ice move? I don't remember. So I'm just taking a
Yeah,
shot
they're
in the
different.
dark.
Like, Powder Snow was fine, but I think Icy Wind was
Yeah.
the better one and had like
think
a
it is.
higher freeze rate.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, good luck knowing that.
Right, yeah. Oh man, you said shot in the dark. R.I.P. Ozzy. I get every time someone says shot in the dark, I get shot in the dark stuck in my head.
Sorry, man.
No, it's okay. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, that's true. This game.
Okay, let's talk about.
Go.
Oh yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I would say the other
Then-
two
then
obvious.
I have one too.
The other two things I got are the obvious day and night cycle.
Yes,
And time-
that was a great improvement.
It was. It sucks as an adult. It's not fun. As a kid, it's
I was
great.
gonna say that too. Like, I only have time to play this
At
at
night.
night,
Yeah,
so
so-
it's always nighttime.
I was like, I wanted a Pidgey this run, but I guess I'm running a Hoot Hoot because F it. I can't find a Pidgey now because it's like
You know what?
11:30 at night.
You know what? I wonder if that was part of my problem in this playthrough is that I mostly played at night, and a lot of the Pokemon that were
Yeah.
new to this game were daytime Pokemon.
They are. I know. There's not that many nighttime specific Pokemon.
So, like, I'm looking through this list, I'm like, I didn't see half of this shit.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not gonna find a Sunkern at night.
No, you're
It's just
not.
not gonna happen.
Yeah. I think I saw one during all these playthroughs. I'm like, oh yeah, this is in this game. Anyways.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
that was sweet. And then what this game went for for adding a lot from Gen 1, but this game actually has daily events
Yes.
tied to the internal clock. So there's specific
Right.
trainers for each day you can fight, and if you beat them, they'll give you like a hold item for your Pokemon. So like one has
Yes.
the black belt, one has the sharp beak that powers up flying moves. And then you have the bug catching competition every weekend, and
Yeah, there's
it
stuff
was
tied
awesome.
to days too. It's almost like Animal Crossing like took that model.
Yeah, I
in a
just
way
feel like
with
that was so ahead of its time for a Game
Yeah.
Boy Color game, no less.
Right, and I actually found on the way to the Elite Four there's a house,
Yeah.
and you
Oh,
go
yeah.
in there and there's a diary, and it tells you, like the object of our organization is to be kind and give people items or whatever, and then so it's like assignments for different characters, like different NPCs, and like what day and route they're going to be on.
Yeah,
so then
you know
it's like
it.
a little guide. Like if you keep track of that, it's like I'm playing on Monday, I'm going to go over here and look for this person. But you would only find them randomly unless you found that little guide. So it's kind of cool that they put that at the end of the game. Once you have
Yeah.
everything,
It makes
like
sense.
unlocked, and you can just
Yeah.
fly.
It makes sense to put it at the end of the game because
Yeah.
my god. Sorry to completely derail. I almost just closed out my recording. I just went to check it and I almost just ended
Don't-
everything.
don't fuck with it.
I wanted to make sure it was still recording. Brian would have kicked my ass, dear lord. Okay, anyways, Yeah, I appreciate that's at the end of the game, because that's when you can appreciate and like, oh, sweet, I can go back and get all this stuff now. Because, yeah, you have Fly, you have all your HMs, you can go wherever you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, then my thing was gym leaders. Let's talk about these gym leaders.
Yeah.
Because you have, not only do you have the original 8 plus the Elite 4 plus Red at the end, which is a spoiler, but whatever.
Yeah.
In the main game, you have 8 completely new gym leaders.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the original 8 from Kanto that you can go fight after you beat the Elite Four, plus all these new gym leaders, all new typing and everything too. It was nice to have like the first gym be, first gym be bird type.
Was it bird?
Yeah.
It's Faulkner, right?
Yeah, completely fucking froze. Like, yeah, it's cool that it's that thing I totally forgot. Yeah.
Well, it's crazy that like, you know, there's so many different types in Pokemon, and really like you associate like the gym leaders are the pretty basic types, like, you know, rock, ground, fire, lightning, whatever. But these ones, it's like, oh, you remember all those kind of like side types, or like the types that you didn't think were that good from Gen 2?
Mm-hmm.
Well, or Gen 1, we're gonna put them in Gen 2 and we're gonna make them fucking hard.
Exactly. Well, I really like what pushed me, the gym that pushes me in the hardest is like the dragon, the 8th gym. And,
that was a tough one. Yeah.
And if you don't have a fire type, good fucking luck on the steel gym.
Oh, there is a steel gym. I forgot about that. There's an ice gym too. Like,
oh yeah, the ice gym too. Yeah, you really need a fire type in this game.
Yeah, they did such a good job. Actually, and then the fighting gym was like an official gym. In Gen 1, it's just a dojo.
Yeah, it's a side hustle.
Right. So, yeah, they really took and focused on the kind of like the B team of types in Gen 2, but made it interesting. Like, yeah, there's a bug gym. There's a flying gym. There's a normal gym. Let's talk about fucking Whitney and her Miltank.
Dude, yeah, the notorious Miltank that like your first playthrough of this game will end you. Like, oh,
absolutely.
How would you get past it?
I mean, I knew it was coming, and so I kind of just, I never really had any problems with anything because my party was always leveled up.
Yeah.
So if you're leveled up and you're prepared for Whitney, like that Miltank is not a problem. But if you're just kind of playing through your first time and you're like, I'm gonna go try this gym, and then Whitney throws that Miltank out and it starts using her fucking rollout, which
done.
Is broken.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think I just put it to sleep, confused it, paralyzed it, anything to disrupt rollout, and then it's like, oh, you're done. If you can't continuously use it, you're done.
Yeah, if you don't manage to give it a status condition or something, you're in trouble. Confusion would be the best because that's like basically a coin flip.
It really is. Well, also the stupid thing about that Miltank too, it has effing attract, which now that there's the Pokemons have 2 genders now. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just like, all right, if you go into that gym with male Pokemon, you're kind of fucked. Because
it's just like attract and roll out.
Yeah, immobilized by love is like the most brutal status effect because it's like either swap it out or you're stuck.
I just love how it's like attract and it's like this big cow that's just like rolling out on. It's like,
look at my udders, big boy.
Oh yeah, just like shake your udders and then like smack him with the udders.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yep. Okay. Anyways.
Well, I didn't actually finish the Elite Four. I meant to look this up.
Yeah.
But are the Elite Four like kind of a remix of the Gen 1 Elite Four? Because they are still on Indigo Plateau.
They are, but they're entirely new members. So you have Will, which is the psychic type at the beginning, which is brutal to get off the hop. Because psychics are still mean in this game. They're not as busted as Gen 1, but they're still pretty broken.
Right.
But,
and then Koga joined the Elite Four.
Yeah, Koga graduated to the Elite Four, which is unfortunate because, poison types still aren't good. I think, well, all
Well,
the poison
he's got
types
some.
are...
He's got some tough ones.
He does, but they're all tied to also bug types. So if you have a fire type, you just roll through them.
I don't know. He's got a muck and a crobat, and that fortress is bug steel. That
Yeah,
I mean, you
well, it's
just
again
you get a
fire.
fire
though.
type.
Yeah, fire. It
well,
melts.
here's my problem: is I didn't have a fucking fire type.
Yeah,
So-
that'll screw you. Yeah, I wasn't kidding. This
Yeah.
game, you'd need a fire type, otherwise you're not winning
Yeah,
because it's hard.
and then we got
Bruce.
Bruno.
Or Bruno.
Bruno's still
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was in the
So
first
he-
one, isn't he? Yeah, he's the only one that stayed, right?
Yeah, and Bruno, it's funny in Gen 1, they really tried to make the Elite Four like the types that they didn't really
Yeah.
focus on. So like there's like a ghost leader, there's a ice leader, there's Bruno has fighting, but it's like there were so few of those type of Pokemon in the game that they just ended up like Bruno just ended up having like a bunch of rock types.
Yeah.
And, like Agatha or no,
Yeah,
Agatha
or-
Lorelei is who I'm thinking of. She
Oh.
ended up with just like a bunch of water types. It's
Yeah.
like, whatever.
Well, yeah, you got that. And then what? The
and then
last
Karen.
one, Karen, which I hate that. Yeah, they added dark type. It's sweet. They added like 2.
Yeah,
it's
so
literally
so
Murkrow and Houndoom, right?
Yeah, and she has an Umbreon, but then
Oh, yeah,
otherwise
Umbreon.
it's like
Ghost.
Well, we're just gonna take Pokemon that look dark. So
Yeah.
she has a Vileplume and a Gengar.
Yeah. And I hate that it's like dark type. It's sweet. It's what fixed psychic typing, but to have it at the end of the game, like the end, she's the last member of the Elite Four before Lance. And it's
Oh,
like
and then Lance is ridiculous. Like
dragon,
okay, so
dragons,
he's got the Gyarados, but then he's got like fucking three Dragonites,
and
an
a
Aerodactyl,
Charizard.
and a Charizard. Like what a dick.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my parties, I ended up catching a Suicune, so I'm like, all right, you're learning Blizzard, and you're just staying
Yep.
in the party until I get the Lance and melting him.
Yeah, you need a ringer that's got like an ice type.
Yeah.
I guess like for Alligator would be good in this case too, because you
that was
teach
my
it an
other
ice move. And,
yeah, I think I taught it Icy Wind, and that was my other one that I did for that.
Actually, if I'm looking at this and I'm looking at their levels too, aside from Lance is a true Elite Four level looking guy, but like because they have added, and I was wondering this, and I just didn't check into it. The Elite Four is really your halfway point in this game.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about, but yeah, it is.
And in level 2, because I'm looking at my party, I'm like, my mindset was always like Elite Four, like I got to be in the 50s or the 60s.
Oh dear
to,
Lord,
you
no,
know,
not this
to
time.
comfortably beat these. And this time it's like, yeah,
40s?
they're mostly rocking level 40s on average. You know, like maybe mid to high 40s.
Yeah,
would
I
be
think
like
Lance
where
has
you
like
want to be.
one of the Dragonites is like 50 or 55, I think. But everything else
It's
is in
50.
the
Yeah, it looks like it's 50.
yeah, everything else is in the 40s though, I think.
So this is like if you've played through the game and you've taken the time to grind a couple times, like I have, like I could
Same.
right now just go in and beat the Elite Four, which is pretty cool, and then you unlock the second half of the game. So I mean, there's so much to this game.
Yeah. Well, the second half too, I appreciate. Yeah, you're running through the first game again, but it forces you to do it in a completely new order too. You're not starting. You're ending in Pallet Town technically, but you're bouncing all
Right,
over
'cause-
the place.
Right. Which is pretty neat. Like they
Yeah.
really kind of reimagined, and well, they had to abbreviate it, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
You know, they really reimagined the map.
Oh yeah,
and,
that was the other
and
thing.
I think, yeah,
They-
and I think you can. Yeah, go ahead.
The Cinnabar Island, the 8th gym, is literally the volcano erupted. The island's gone. Blaine's just in a cave now. It's like what the
Oh, right.
fuck? They just literally
Right, and that was
axed
to
a
save
whole
sp-
town.
Yeah, that was to save space. It's like, well, this town is destroyed
Big time. I know.
because it wouldn't fit.
Yeah, it wouldn't fit in the cartridge.
Oh man, yeah, I remember that.
Huh.
But then there are some patches of grass, if I remember correctly. Like, it's been a long time since I've been in the second half of Gen 2, but like there were some patches of grass where you could find some stuff that you couldn't find on the other side.
Yeah, that's where you could really build out, really flesh out your team, like a second opportunity to like rework your team. Because yeah, there are
Yep.
there's a lot of stuff in there that's like good. I could not think of specifics, but
Yeah, it's I mean, it's there.
it's there. Well, like the only thing I can think of is obviously your opportunity to get a Snorlax.
Yep, there it is.
What else?
I mean, I love Snorlax. I'll usually
is.
catch one.
Yeah, it's a
in,
tank.
in Gen 1 and rock it.
Yeah, I was like, I need to do this at least once and just enjoy it being a beefcake and can't die, and you just use rest and hyper beam the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of other specifics, but what you got?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been going for a while. You wanna score this thing? I can't really think of. I mean, I'm sure if we forgot something and you want to yell at us, you should come join our Discord and yell at us about Pokemon.
The Discord is
I'm
a great
always.
place. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for the plug. I'm
Anytime.
always down for a good Pokemon talk. So if you want to join us in the Discord, there's a link in the link tree, which I'll have said at the beginning, and maybe I'll say at the end too, if I can.
Yeah.
If I can put together a coherent pitch at the end, I'll do it. I'm a little bit more awake now than I was before.
Oh yeah, I know.
So
I'm energized now. Actually, yeah, I know. I wonder how like slow. I feel like the After Dark is going to be like really low energy compared to the main episode.
Yeah, it's like After Dark was boring, but that episode was great.
They snorted a line of crack and just went to town. It was awesome.
Yeah, Pokemon is crack. I mean, holy
really is.
crap. Like, I unfortunately, like, if I have one, well, I have several regrets in my gaming career, I guess. But one of them for sure was kind of turning my back on Pokemon for a while once I got to high school, and it's like, yeah, I kind of grew out of that. It's like, and now here I am in my late 30s. It's like I definitely didn't grow out of that. I just kind of like masked my love for it.
Yeah.
I think I always was kind of a far like, oh man, it's on the DS now and that looks fun. I really wish I could do that, but I'm too busy trying to be an adult.
Yep. I know. I feel like I hit like the sweet spot for me. Like, I was probably freshman in high school, late middle school when like everything moved over to the DS, and even then
man.
I'm like,
That is prime time.
It's prime time, but like I'm gonna get made fun of. I'm playing Pokemon, the baby game, not like Call of Duty. So
Right.
but
You
I still went and did it, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, me too, man. Because like, here's a PSA for everyone.
Yeah.
Just like what you like and do what you like.
Exactly.
And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I don't think kids listen to this show, and they probably shouldn't.
They should
But-
not.
But if you have any any advice for even now, like, I mean, I talked in the After Dark about like how I have to go to work and I can't be weird all day. Like, just fucking be weird.
Yeah, be
you
weird.
know, like
People will like
Yeah,
you or they won't. But end of the day,
right,
be yourself.
exactly.
You'll be happier that way.
right. And if you're like me and you're sitting at work all day masking your weirdness, like people could probably tell you're weird anyways. So just do it.
I'm sorry. I thought for some reason you're sitting at work mask. I really thought you were going to masturbating.
Oh no.
That's good. Sorry.
No, masking your weirdness, not masturbating your weirdness. But this has gone way off course now.
Yes, it has.
All right.
Yep.
All right. You want the final word on this? Do you want me to give my summary and my score, and then I'm going to give you the final word?
That sounds good to me.
All right. Gen 2 probably came out at one of the best times in my young not even young childhood, I guess, like my adolescence. I remember fondly the years from like probably around like 5th to freshman year of high school being like the golden years of adolescence and really having a good time. Playing a lot of games, playing this game a lot, was really like the golden age for kind of early Pokemon. I love the hell out of this game. Obviously I didn't finish this playthrough because I played it so sporadically, but I have a copy of Silver. I now have a copy of Gold. I've started to kind of like recollect some of the games that I've lost. I got my eye on a copy of Crystal,
Nice.
which I will play. It's just like I throw it in my original Game Boy that I still have, and I and I love it. Like it's such comfort, and I will continue to play this. We're done with it for the show, obviously, but I'll continue my playthrough and just kind of chip away at it and train up. Sometimes just catching a random Pokemon and grinding it and training it is a fun time. So there's a lot to this game. Like we said, it gets spread like too much. What is that Hobbit quote where he's like, it's like too much jam over bread or too much butter over bread or whatever. It's spread a little thin. Yeah, it's spread a little thin, but it adds so much in the just in the roster category alone it's insane. So this game to me is nearly perfect. It's not Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think those still hold a special place in my heart as far as Pokemon games go, just quality wise. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 9.5. This is wow. Damn near perfect and something that I can continue to play forever. So I'll throw it over to you.
I was waiting for the obligatory 8 to come out, so I'm very glad.
Oh, come on. Yeah. That's become the running joke is that I give everything an 8, or I hate it and I give it an 8.
Yeah. I was sitting here waiting. I'm like, this motherfucker is about to give this thing an 8. Dear Lord.
No, this is not an 8. This is a nice solid 9.5. And the only thing that keeps it away from a 10 is that it's not Fire Red Leaf Green.
The originals, yeah. All right. So this was probably my first main Pokemon. It's what I grew up learning in depth. I fiddled with Gen 1, but this is where I sunk my teeth in and learned actually how to play Pokemon proper and just fell in love with the series. And just like you were saying, Sam, it expanded so much on Gen 1. Just everything they added, day and night cycles, the Pokenav, regrettably, even though it's annoying as hell, it's a good feature that's grown into something nice. And you can tell they put a lot of passion and just, it's what they wanted to make at the end of the day originally, probably. And just getting it as a final product now, not now, whatever, years ago. I'm living in the past. It just blew my mind as a kid. Like, holy cow, there's so much bang for your buck in this cartridge. And just a couple of little tiny one-offs, too, that we didn't mention. Just, the fact that you're going through fighting a defunct Team Rocket from the first game that are, lost without their leader.
That's right.
And it's just, that story continues and has a conclusion now. And things like that.
Yeah. We didn't mention it. You have to go to the radio tower and fight them, and it's the radio signal that they're broadcasting is fucking with the dragons in the dragon cave, and that's why you can't beat the 8th gym unless you go back to Goldenrod and
deal with that.
Fucking kill Team Rocket. Yeah. That was a cool storyline.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Well, then also just one last thing with the Team Rocket thing, and I'll move on. You find one Team Rocket member in the Kanto region, and literally he doesn't know that Team Rocket is completely gone and defunct. As soon as you beat him,
fun.
He's like, wait, what? You defeated them all? The music cuts, the game fades to black, and then it just fades back in and he's gone.
That's fun.
It's really mysterious. Yeah. Did this dude just jump off a bridge? What the hell just happened?
It's a super fun conclusion to the Team Rocket story, because then once you get into Gen 3, it's Team Aqua and Team Magma, right?
It's entirely new. It is the conclusion of the Rocket storyline. It's great.
Love it.
But,
and Team Rocket is iconic.
It really is. Between the anime and the games and everything,
And rest in peace the Jesse and James voice actors. Yeah. I think both of them have passed now. So that's a big you can't think of Team Rocket without hearing Jesse, James.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh man, that made me sad now too, because in the past couple of years, they were literally close together.
Yeah, and the Meowth voice too. Jesus Christ!
Stop.
I know. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I completely derailed.
I derailed myself. Thank you.
This has been sad time with Joe and Sam.
Yeah. The fact that this game. It's a Pokemon game that has a final boss, too, with Red, which was unheard of. It's the Elite Four, it's a challenge you lead up to, there's a final boss at the end of this game that you had to look for it too. You had to do everything to get that.
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing, and that is a true challenge too. He's far stronger than all the Elite Four members. But this game also added, it was specifically in Crystal, but the Battle Frontier, which was nothing I did, but it's good for competitive, and I think it sparked that whole scene too of competitive play. But oh my gosh, yeah, I can go on and on. There is so much in this game, like little things that they didn't have to do that weren't necessary. And I think the icing on the cake too is your rival is a complete and utter piece of shit in this game. He's not your best friend.
Oh, he's such a douche. I called him Dickbag, and I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I forgot about it, and then there's someone close to the Elite Four that like right outside the doors to the Elite Four where you battle her, and she's like, I forgot what I named him because I hadn't played for a bit.
Some dickbag just like, ran by me or something.
She's like, I just saw this dickbag, and I was like, what? Oh, it's my rival.
Okay, yeah, real quick with my rival. I was a dumb kid, obviously, when I first played this. So when you first encounter your rival, their name shows up ? And then when you go back to the town, they're like, did you catch his name? I'm like, well, he said his name was ? So every time I play this game, my rival is just ?
Oh, that's funny. Did you catch his name? No, I didn't.
All right. Well, he doesn't have a name. Anyways. All right.
Oh, that's funny.
This game, I'll give it somewhere... I like that I just hammered you for this, but I think I'm actually going to give it an 8.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, like I said at the top, I might have ruined this a little bit for myself going over and over, and I started to see some of the flaws that I never did before. Like, going into this, I was closer to you originally. Like, yeah, a 9.5. It's not a 10, but it definitely top. But it lost a little bit for me along the way, just seeing like, oh yeah, there really aren't as many types as I remember. Or the encounter rate for the legendary dogs is ludicrous.
Oh,
and you're not...
It's abysmal.
Yeah. The only reason I caught them is because of save states and scumming it. I'll be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like when they show up, it's
they
like,
run.
I just think of that. Yeah, they run was one thing. And then I always think of that... God, I don't know what like movie or show this is from, but it's like, I wasn't ready.
Yeah, I know how many times you encounter them, and it's just like, oh, I have a shit stain that I was grinding at the top of my party. Great. Just try and make it work.
Yeah. I do want to say I don't like that Pokemon can flee, because as soon as you see something new that you've never seen before, like they can flee. So like Delibird flees, and
yeah, that was so annoying.
Fampy will even flee.
Yeah.
The little elephant.
I feel like it was
like,
completely random of just like, yeah, these Pokemon flee sometime. Like Noctowls flee for some reason. Is that important? No, but they do.
It's always the one that it's like you're kind of starved for a new one for a while, and then you see something new and novel, and it just like runs immediately. It's like, well, what the fuck?
Okay, I promise I won't keep doing this. Because there's always going to be one more thing with this game, I feel like.
There's so much more to talk about, but whatever, we gotta,
Yeah, sorry, Brian. Besides the red Gyarados, did you encounter a shiny? Because this is the introduction.
Yes, I did, and I thought I mentioned it, but I might not have, but I found a shiny Swinub.
Really?
And I caught it. Yes, and I caught it. And I was like, well, this is my Swinub now. It's like kind of like a fuchsia color. It's really weird.
So it looks almost like more like a pig, actually. Right?
No, it's a weird color. It's not pink. It's definitely fuchsia. It's like a purplish. It's really weird.
Yeah, I know what fuchsia is.
But I was excited.
Yeah.
I was excited. I was like, yeah, this is a cool, like, this is a special little guy that I caught.
I know. I encountered a blue Venonat. It was like, oh, this is weird with like green eyes. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is sweet. I captured it, threw it in the box, and never did anything with it. But I'm like, I did it, and I feel special.
Yeah, I can count the number of shinies that I've caught on one hand, just through all of the Pokemon that I've played.
Yeah. I think I encountered a shiny as a kid and didn't know what it was, and I think I ran up and showed my mom my Game Boy, and she was like, "I don't know what the hell this Machop that's orange means to you." But okay.
Yeah, and some of the shinies are just like, it's just a slightly different hue. Like the shiny Charmander. I'm sorry, shiny Charmander is dumb.
There's so many of those shiny Gengar, a slightly darker or lighter shade of purple. Like, it's ridiculous.
But goddamn, if I don't still want one. Like,
yeah, right. All right, get us out of here before we just keep going.
Let's wrap this up because we've scored the game. We're actually gonna do a full, like, it's just like Gen 2. We're gonna do another. It's like we're gonna do another half of the episode, and then we're gonna rescore it again at the end.
So let's see. By logic, that would mean like what we go back to, like the Mario Kart episode I was in. Or something like that. That's
right.
The Gen 1 of this. Yeah.
That's the Gen 1 of Joe being on Retrotopia.
Yeah.
We talk about about Mario Kart and how it makes us sick.
Oh, your God. Good times. Check that out in the archives. My first podcast
that's
debut. I was much more nervous then.
Yeah, but that was a fun episode. Yeah, Mario Kart with the Mode 7 really fucking makes me sick.
Me too.
All right. Yeah. So if you enjoyed what you listened to here, and if you'd like to have Joe on more, let us know. We can probably work that out.
I'm always free.
You can find all of our, Joe's not doing anything. He's
Nothing
not busy.
Important.
He doesn't need to sleep.
No.
If you'd like to connect with us, Linktree, linktr.ee/Retrotopia. Find us on Discord. Find us on the socials. Subscribe, like us, 5 stars, please. If you have any constructive criticism, send that to the email box, and we can work out, whatever your criticisms are. But you shouldn't have any because we're perfect. I'm kidding.
No, he's not. Have you met Alan?
No, I am kidding. That comes off so arrogant, and someone's probably like, "I'm going to give you 1 star for that." No, 5 stars. It helps us out, get out there. So, do us a solid, and
how about
we're growing.
Yeah, you are. How about you compromise and just say Alan's perfect?
He is. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You might have had
really
a little something.
Yeah. Tell the people where they can find you and what you're up to.
Well, you could always find me in the Retrotopia Discord, of course. It's probably primarily where I am on the internet these days. I'm in other servers, but I'm definitely the most active in your guys' at this point. It's all I have time for anymore. I appreciate you guys, and I enjoy my company there. It's fun. You know what?
Yeah.
As a special teaser to get people in your Discord, I will recount a secret story that Gen 2 got me into the back of a cop car when I was a child that I did not discuss here.
What?
Yep.
Hold on.
No.
All right, this is gonna be the final word here. Go for it.
No. Do you want me to say it here, or do you want me to actually have them go
you have to join the Discord?
Join the Discord,
yes.
And I will.
Okay.
I will put something together recounting the story.
I would, yes, please. And I hope that we have, after this goes live, I hope we have an uptick in Discord members, and then I get to hear this Joe in a cop car story that's somehow tied to Pokemon Gen 2.
It's pretty good. And if other places I am on the internet, I did just recently do an episode for the Anime Field Guide with Super Dave, a member of this community.
Ooh, nice.
That just did the Xenogears episode. We talked Shangri-La Frontier and just rambled like a bunch of giddy kids watching Saturday morning cartoons. It's a good time. So check out him.
That sounds awesome.
I believe he has a link tree as well, but I know most of the stuff is Any Field Guide, ANI Field Guide. You look him up on socials. He has a Discord server too. He might have a link tree. I should have double checked that before this, but whatever. Check out Anime Field Guide with Super Dave. Good time.
Yeah, good plug. Yeah,
thanks.
It's good to have him back in the podcasting sphere.
It really is. It's been a joy.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening to the show. This has been Pokemon Gen 2 at Retrotopia. Give us a listen every week. Join our Patreon. I don't think I mentioned Patreon. That's a good that's a good deal. Yeah, it's free to join, and then there's paid tiers, but it allows you to comment on episodes and vote in polls and do all that kind of good stuff.
Make
So,
Alan play
please
Pepsi Man. Yeah.
Yeah, please,
it's-
please join.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's a good little investment. I've enjoyed the benefits you guys have dished out there myself.
Well, thanks, man. That's
course.
good. That's the best. That's the best endorsement that we could get. So with that, I'm gonna go out and enjoy my Saturday here, and you do the same.
Yeah, you work
until
on
next
grinding
time-
that jinx.
Yeah, until next time, you grind that jinx. Grind it hard.
That's a fitting end. Oh yeah, I still have mine going.